We have anointed the Chargers and the Broncos for their 10 wins and getting teeth kicked in the playoffs.
Well, you were doing it last year with the Chargers. You really were high on the Chargers last year.
Hold on, and I was right.
And I was right. So now all of a sudden you're not.
No, I think the Chargers are still good. My point is, we are acting as if that oh my God, the Raiders are going to have to be, the 5th best team in football to not finish last in that division. No, they're not. They have the Raiders 2 years ago finished 2nd in the division. Like they were in the playoffs with, again, different rosters 3 years ago when they beat Justin Herbert in the final game. Like the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The other 3 AFC West teams are all going to be around the same caliber
Denver was
this year.
This, first of all, I'm happy Greg kind of pointed it out. You know things are messy when you start talking about, like, well, 22, and it's like, who the Chargers are now with Harbaugh and Herbert and Minter is so fundamentally different than what they have been throughout Justin Herbert's entire career. And so Nick earlier used this as a clip as to why he argues that there's a real conversation about Geno Smith being better than Justin Herbert. And it's so insane because Justin Herbert, from the jump of his career with the Chargers, has been on such a mess of a franchise. He's had 3 coaches already. 3 coaches. No franchise that's well run, or further a quarterback who's on his first real big contract has experienced 3 coaches. Especially, not to mention different coordinators, etc., etc. And yet Nick is more willing to say Geno Smith, who took like a decade to get going, well, look how great he's been, rather than be like, look how great Justin Herbert has been playing for a franchise that has been the literal definition of a hot mess. And now they're actually stabilizing. And you have Harbaugh. You have both sides of the ball taken care of from a coaching perspective. You're building out this roster. You're building this O-line, building the run game. You're still lacking a little bit in the receiving game. Understand, so I understand that argument. But to think that there won't be growth here, or that we could just say, well, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and every other team's going to be a mess because, like, the Raiders in 2022, and it's just like, wait, what? Like, what? Like 2022? Like when they had an interim head coach or whatever, and Derek Carr was the quarterback, I think it was. Like, wait, what? Like, what are we saying right now? Like, and the Broncos had, I don't even remember at this point. Was it Nat Hackett at that time? In 22, right? 23? I think it was Nat Hackett and Russ. Like none of that matters. None of that matters at all. And it doesn't matter for the Chargers at all. It's time to hit the reset button on how we evaluate this division. The Chiefs absolutely, positively deserve the biggest benefit of the doubt and the biggest vote of confidence. No question about that. They deserve every part of that. Every part of that. But to keep using the past as a predictor or an indicator of how a team like the Chargers or Justin Herbert will be, it's really absurd. It's really absurd. And someone like Trevor Lawrence, who we know Nick loves, has also been for like a disaster of a franchise. And he hasn't been able to do anything close to what Justin Herbert has been able to do. Oh, but he beat him in a playoff game. Like, that matters. It actually really, truly does not matter. Okay? I mean, at the core, Nick Wright doesn't believe that Jalen Hurts is actually a top 15 quarterback. He's changing it right now because he dominated Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, so it just would look bad. But like, he does not believe that. I mean, like he's said so, literally, and yet Jalen Hurts beat him in the Super Bowl, and so we know he does not think that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. We know that. So literally, that's like the only example you ever need to know of like why you can't just go by, well, this guy beat that guy in the playoffs, therefore he's better. It's like we know that. Joe Burrow has a winning record against Patrick Mahomes. In no world is he picking Joe Burrow over Mahomes. So, and we can continue that thought process as to why something like this doesn't even remotely tell the whole story at all. And so when you've been able to see what Justin Herbert's been able to accomplish, and quite frankly, last 3 seasons, like, it's also funny, Justin Herbert's been injured. Like I said, they literally are firing coaches in the middle of the season. Like, it's been such a mess. And injuries to him, to the roster, like it's just not telling the story at all. And yet still being able to put up like pretty competitive, pretty good numbers in such a mess of a situation. And at early part of his career, he deserves more praise because he's been doing this in the beginning of his career. Someone like a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, Lamar, like, I would give them less praise because I'd be like, well, yeah, you're a seasoned veteran, man. Like, you know, like, if you're doing it at this point, and I know they're kind of similar in ages, so like that wasn't the best example. I just mean like if they're doing it like right now, because they've had a lot more stability throughout their careers. But with Justin Herbert, he's been doing it from the jump. You know, he's been doing it from literally day one, year one. That matters to me. That matters to me tremendously. So I think it is going to be competitive. I'm not confident to say of like, oh, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, like this is like, because I don't know. That's why I keep telling everyone, like, hit the reset button on this division and how you evaluate them. And like, I really have no desire, zero interest to start talking about what happened in 2022 and 2023. Like, that means literally nothing to me, especially to use the Raiders as a reference point. They have a brand new coaching staff and a brand new quarterback. Like, I don't even understand the logic there, like, at all. It really doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, Nick said that the Raiders were going to be trash last year and was all, you know, put the whole Kermit the Frog thing with that rookie on the board and made this whole thing. It was like, oh, the Raiders are going to be as trash like they are every year. And now in service of trying to downplay Justin Herbert and the Chargers, we want to go back to elevate the Raiders. Like, that's some whiplash, man. That is some serious whiplash. Like, even when the Raiders beat the Chiefs on Christmas, it was like, it's because Patrick Mahomes was up late opening up presents on Christmas. Well, that doesn't make sense. Like, which is it? So, I don't know, man. This division is going to be so fun to watch. It really is. This division is about to be box office, because I do think any team in any given moment can beat each other. I'm not going to tell you that I think the Raiders are trash or the Chargers or you know, the Broncos are going to win. No, the Chiefs are going to win. Like, all four of these teams, when they play each other, I'm going to be so locked in, man. It's going to be awesome to see. And I have zero predictions right now in terms of the order. I really don't. And the only reason why I would even pick the Chiefs right now is because of, like I said, they deserve the most benefit of the doubt, and my belief in, you know, Andy and Mahomes and Spags, and they have the ultimate continuity, as I was just talking about Herbert and Harbaugh's continuity. But they obviously have, you know, way more runway there with the, you know, for Mahomes and Andy and Spags and whatnot. But like, if I wasn't so, you know, using that pass as a reference point, which I've ripped, but although of course the Chiefs deserve more of using a pass as a reference point because they have that continuity, so at least like it makes a little bit more sense to utilize. Like, But if I wasn't going based off of that like at all, and I just completely threw that out the window, I'd be like, I don't know, man. How much of a step forward can Bo Nix take in year 2 with Sean Payton? Harbaugh and Herbert. Harbaugh, I believe Harbaugh to be an awesome coach, a top coach in the NFL. He's now going to be here for 2 years. Like, has he been able to do enough in free agency, through the draft, et cetera, et cetera? Like, is he going to be able to just really show his worth in year 2? Has he done a good enough job of supporting, of building the team around Justin Herbert? I've always put the Chargers on a 1 to 3 year timeline with Harbaugh. That's what I said from the jump before they ever played a single game with each other. I said, I'm looking at this on a 1 to 3 year timeline. I'm not expecting Harbaugh to be able to just jump in and immediately just dominate with Herbert. Like, that's not fair to put that out there. And from my viewpoint, they were ahead of schedule this past year. So that's why I'm just like, all right, now we're on to year 2. So it's just like, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't need a solid opinion right now. I'm confident that they're going to be great. But like, how great, how special, how elite? Honestly, I really don't know. And so I'm certainly excited to find out. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers? Justin Herbert not being a good quarterback, not being better than Geno Smith. The Chargers, they're good, but they're not good. They're bad, but they're not bad. Like, you let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.